lesson part 2. Lesson 2. So I did this on Thursday and then I did this one on Friday. The students, there was 23 students in the class. We did this it took us about an hour. It's a 2-step word problems. The teacher will go over, the overview is the teacher will go over how to solve 2-step problem involving multiplying single-digit factors and multiples of 10. So pretty much we took yesterday's lesson and are doing it today, but with word problems. So our interdisciplinary connection was reading. Our Bloom's taxonomy was knowledge, application, evaluation. The multiple intelligence was logical mathematics and linguistics. Yesterday we learned about using place value strategies and the associate property to multiply by multiples of 10. Today we are learning to solve 2-step problems involving multiplying single-digit factors and multiples of 10. Tomorrow we will take a test over Module 3. So this was lesson 20 and 21 in the Eureka Math. And then the students were going to take a test the following day. The objective was the students will solve 2-step problems involving multiplying single-digit factors and multiples of 10. Alright, so for our motivation, the teacher read 1, It's a Snail, 10 is a Crab by April Pulley and Jeff Sayer. The teacher used I used a smartboard again where I clicked on it and it slid to the next page. For the review, the teacher reviewed interpreting multiplications as repeated addition. The learners counted forward and backward occasionally, changing directions by 10. We practiced that again. The teacher then reviewed writing in parentheses using these numbers. So I just wrote on the whiteboard and I gave them whiteboards. And so we did 2 times 40. So the students had to break 40 into 4 times 10 times 2 and then group the right ones together. So they grouped 4 and 2 together and then in the parentheses, and then times 10 was on the outside. So they needed to multiply the parentheses first, which was 4 times 2, which was 8, and they brought down their times 10, and 8 times 10 is 80. And they also did 3 times 30 and 2 times 50. I assessed this orally. We did this in the whole group. Okay, so for our first activity, let me make sure I got all my worksheets. Okay, so for our first activity, the students were given a multiplication card. So I passed out each student one of these cards. Okay, this learner was to solve the problem, then line up and then they were supposed to get in line in order from least to greatest. The teacher then checked the student's order. I checked the student's order, and then I told the students that we have 4 minutes and 13 seconds to find the product. How do we find the total number of seconds it will take us to complete this? The teacher then said there is 60 seconds and a minute. After discussion, the students will come up with the number sentence 4 times 60 equals n. N represents the number of minutes, the number of seconds it will take us. And solve for the solution using repeated addition. So we did this just to warm up to practice what we were going to do. After that, the teacher put a paper with 3 questions for the students. So, let's see if I have it. Apparently it didn't. So I did ask 3 sets of questions. Here's my sets of questions right here. So I put these questions up and I told them to work with partners to solve these problems using the RDW process. After that, the students did the problem-based worksheet, which was 3 questions on this page and 3 questions on this page. I did grade this. I also graded their 3 questions in pairs. So they've worked in pairs and groups for this assignment. Both written and oral assessments were taken into account. For the closure, the learner will complete the exit test to assess what they learned in the lesson. This way you see what they know, not what their partner knew or not what their group knew. For homework, they completed the homework page, which was these 3 questions and these 3 questions. This was also graded. Alright. The higher order thinking questions asked was how much money does Grenville make in all? Is answer we got reasonable. Answer why or why not. What is the best way to solve this equation using 2 steps? And 2 steps was, did we have to multiply and add, or did we have to multiply and subtract, divide and subtract? What did we have to do? For the modifications, accommodations, we did preferable seating, repeated directions, and there was a paraprofessional. I did give some students an extra time to finish. Also, the early finishers went to the computer and practiced multiplication facts because in 3rd grade they're just learning these facts. For our reteach, the learner worked with a paraprofessional or the teacher to redo the problem-based worksheet. For enrichment, the students did the same thing. They made up word problems. They traded with a partner. Their partner made sure to do the 2 steps correctly and solve for the answer. The assessment criteria, the students and the teacher will know if the outcome has been met by written, visual, and oral observations. Success of students' learning can be determined by their ability to use the RDW process to solve their problem. For my reflections, overall the students did really well in the lesson. I felt the students struggled at the beginning because they were not used to that letter yet. That was the first time they've used the letters to incorporate into a lesson. But once they got that, they understood the purpose of it, and it really helped them to solve the problems better and easier and faster. The students really got the hang of the 2-step word problems using the multiples of 10. They used the RDW process very well in their problem-based worksheet, exit ticket, the 3 questions, and the homework. I felt like 85% of the students would have passed the test if we took it today. I will find out Monday when they go back to school how they did on the test. The students in class needed more challenge, such as adding a letter to the problem. It challenged them and it made them work better. I felt like challenge their math skills. Overall, the lesson was very well. Thank you.